Hey dolls! So today I finally have an eyebrow microblading update for you. It did take a while for me to come out with it. First I had planned to upload an update the following week. However, I just didn't think there was enough information, enough experience that I'd gone through to give you an update really. So this video at least gives me somewhat of a full experience. I do want to say that I have not done my 6-week touch-up. No touch-up yet. Right now, my eyebrows are filled in, but I do have a clip that I will be showing you when they're not filled in, and I'll be answering why I filled them in and things like that. But first, I wanted to get to the questions that you had in my previous microblading video, so here it is. Okay, so the main number one question I got was how painful was the whole experience? On a level between 1 and 10, I did give the experience about a 3, only because that cream that you saw on my eyebrows, that was actually numbing cream. So for the majority of the whole procedure, whatever you want to call it, I was numb. I didn't really feel much at all. And actually in the beginning of when she starts cutting into my skin, I could only hear the blade scraping my skin. I wasn't sure if she had started, and I actually made the comment like, did you start already? So I was completely numb. I could not feel anything. Towards the end, it did start to wear off, and I was able to feel a little bit of it. And the painful part of it wasn't the actual blading. It was the rubbing, the constant rubbing and the wiping that actually makes your skin very sore. It makes it feel like you're rubbing on a sunburn. People did ask, is a tattoo more painful or is microblading more painful? And I can't answer that because I don't have any tattoos, but I did read in my comment section that many people who had tattoos said that this was nothing compared to an actual tattoo, that an actual tattoo is more painful. However, I did have a couple of people say that they have tattoos and that microblading was more painful for them. So I don't know, I guess it really depends on who you are, but I did read that the majority said that a tattoo is more painful. So if you have a tattoo, it's most likely not going to be as painful for you. Once again, I think it just really depends how sensitive you are in that area, because for me, it wasn't that painful. Now, the pain after. So the following day, it just feels like you have a really bad sunburn. That's exactly how I can describe it. I've had plenty of sunburns in my life. I'm actually sunburned right now and I'm peeling. As you can see, my face does not match my body, but I don't care. I'm not about to go out and buy another foundation, whatever. My body's gonna fade. So I can compare it to a sunburn. That's exactly how it feels for me. You know, like when you rub a sunburn and it just burns. That's how it felt. And I actually started scabbing that night. So it scabbed up really quick. And the following day, I uploaded my pinup makeup tutorial, and then I had my pinup hair tutorial. That was the day after I had done the microblading, and you could see that they're really, really red, and they got super, super dark. So, oh, speaking of hair, I'm so sorry. I just completely overpassed it. I'm wearing a wig, obviously, if you couldn't notice. I'm sure you did. But yes, I have a wig on today because I'm so lazy, and I just absolutely love this wig. And it's from PowderRoomD. I'll put all the information down below. It is a lace front wig, and I'm loving it. Yeah, so sorry, I completely forgot to mention that. Duh. Yes, as you can see, the difference between when I first got out and the difference to the way they are now when you see the clip. I'll be posting the clip randomly like throughout the video. It got much darker, which is exactly what she said it would do. Another thing I will say is that, oh my gosh, they were so itchy. Like, I wanted to scratch them really bad, but I couldn't. So you have to make sure not to scratch them, because then you're going to take the scab off. The whole scabbing process took, once the scab started coming off and they were completely off, I would say maybe it was about 2.5, maybe 2 to 2.5 weeks before the scab was completely off. And then I do have like a few little patches where the scab came off prematurely and the ink lifted, but it's no biggie. Like, I can just run like a quick little stroke through it with eyeliner and you can't even see it. Okay, so here is how they look up close. And let me just run this through so you can see the difference. So you can see where my natural hairs are at. And then the microblading in between. So you can see that there are little patches like right here and right here, and I believe this was when the scabbing came off prematurely, because this definitely came off really early. I'm just absolutely loving them. And right here you can see like the bottom ends of them. They did go down here, but like this part didn't stick. So hopefully when the touch-up comes around, they'll look a lot more full. Now before I started putting on makeup, I didn't start putting on makeup I'm actually on my brows for a while after. I think maybe a week after the scabbing came off. Yeah, because I was told not to put on any makeup while the scabbing was there. So I think after about three and a half weeks, I was like lightly shading it in. But even then, not really much. That. As for the shape, I'm loving the shape she gave me. I'm so in love with it. Before, when she was creating the shape, I was getting worried because they looked really thick. And I'm used to having super thin eyebrows ever since I was younger. So the fact that she was making them thick, I was like, whoa, this looks like it's going to be too thick. Let's see, another question I received was, how much is it? That can vary from artist to artist. My artist charges $600, which includes the 6-week touch-up. Other people charge $300, and that includes a touch-up, or, you know, it won't include a touch-up. And some people charge $800. It just really depends who you go to, their experience, how popular they are. You're going to find different prices. Oh, I did have some people saying, because I fill in my brows, people were asking why I didn't get the powder brows. I didn't want powder brows because that's like, to me, they look too dramatic for what I'm going for. I wanted to get microblading done for my natural days when I don't want to wear an extreme amount of makeup, where I can just leave my eyebrows alone and I don't have to do anything. Because the only time I actually wear dramatic makeup like this is on the weekends. I don't wear my makeup like this during the week. I don't wear my makeup like this for work. I would feel weird like with such light makeup and then powder brows, like thick dark makeup. I personally wouldn't like the look on me. If you don't know what powder brows are, they look a lot more filled in. They're kind of like a semi-permanent version of like whatever you want to call it, Instagram brows. I guess that's the name everybody's calling them. Like the eyebrows I used to do, where it kind of fades in the front and then they end up being dark at the ends. So I didn't want them like that 24/7. Another comment was, someone was like, oh, you still have to shade in your eyebrows. Well, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, that's a waste. Well, I don't know if you were paying attention to my video, but for one, I still have to get my touch-up. So my brows, that's just with the first appointment. I still have the 6-week touch-up to go to. The 6-week touch-up is going to make the big difference. That's going to be like the final staple look. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows regardless, no matter what, but only on the weekends. So even when I get my 6-week touch-up, even if they look super full, I'm still going to draw them in. But only on my dramatic days, because I like the way the sharpness looks. Even natural brows aren't going to look like this. So I do want to point out that I will still be filling in my brows on my full face makeup days. How long do they last was another question. And the average is 1 to 2 years. But once again, it depends on your skin. It depends on you. I had someone make the comment that they got it done. It wasn't worth it for them because it faded after a few months. And then I had someone else saying that theirs stayed for 5 years. Again, it just, you're not gonna know until you get it done. Now this is semi-permanent. The layers aren't going as deep, like the cuts don't go as deep as a tattoo. Upon researching, I have seen that some of the strokes stay and they are visible, so it looks more permanent on someone else. And then on other people, I've seen that they completely fade away. So, like I said, and I want to reiterate that it really does depend on you and your skin and how well it takes the ink. I did forget to mention that my artist did give me ointment, so you do have to put some ointment on for about a week. She told me about a week to a week and a half. But by then, my brows were like, the scabbing was coming off. And then someone asked what technique they use to map up the brows. Well, what she does is she draws out the shape and then she measures everything. Sorry guys, if the color keeps changing, that's because the sun's setting and it's like, I've been like 3 different colors right now. So sorry, I'm not changing the saturation or anything, and it keeps getting darker. As I was saying, she maps out the shape if you want her to. I have seen that other people have done their shape and then she'll try to correct it and recommend like a different shape, and they end up going with hers. So you can choose your shape, or you can have her suggest something. Do I have any regrets about microblading? The only regret I have is that I did not do this much sooner. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. But again, it depends on your goal, what you're looking for. If you're looking for a more dramatic look, then you might want to look into powder brows. I did actually, before I found out about microblading, I was looking into hair transplants, so eyebrow transplants. And what they do is they take like a strip of like the back of your head, like in the middle kind of, the back, and they'll cut the skin and they will take those follicles, like the roots of the hair, and they implant them where your eyebrows are at, so they map out what you want. The only thing is that they're going to keep growing and you're going to have to keep trimming them. And everything that I would see, they just looked really messy. The shape didn't look messy or anything, but because they're hair from your head, a lot of them would like poke out, or they were kind of all over the place. So you would have to groom them till eventually, you know, they started molding into the shape that you want them. People were asking if they can get their eyebrows microbladed just certain little areas where the eyebrows are sparse. So many people do that. So many celebrities actually do that. They get the like little bald patches that they have on their eyebrows, they get those microbladed. So you can't even tell. And no one can tell. I think the more hair you have, the more natural it's going to look and the less visible the strokes are going to be. And you do want to go to someone that you trust. Make sure you look up their work. I looked up microblading's work. I was always constantly checking on the updates and seeing how her new clients looked. I'm completely happy with the way Lindsey did my eyebrows. I would not change a thing. I love the way she shaped them. I've gotten so many compliments on my eyebrows, and it's so nice and so different because I'm used to just not having eyebrows. But it's amazing just waking up and not having to worry about them. So I am really, really excited about my 6-week touch-up. I will vlog that whole experience, so then you can see that, and then I will post another updated video so you can see like the final result of my eyebrows. Look up the microblading hashtag just so you can go through, and you may find someone else whose work you like better than the work that I got, or you may see like horrible work. It really depends on your preference, what you're going for. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope I got all of your questions. If I didn't, I'm very sorry. I tried to get everything, but I have so many comments on there that I couldn't get through everything. So if there's anything I missed, just comment down below, let me know, and I will answer them. I've been very good at answering a lot of the questions. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, and like I said, I will be vlogging my 6-week touch-up as well as the final result on that. So that's it for today, and I will see you soon. Bye, loves.